From Potomac Heights Baptist Church, this is PHBC's Pastor's Talk, where we have conversations that shepherd the heart. Join us each week, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Greetings, PHBC, and welcome to this episode of PHBC's Pastor's Talk. This will be my final episode of PHBC's Pastor's Talk while I'm away on sabbatical. In fact, as you're viewing this episode today, I'm already on sabbatical. But that raises an important question, I think. What exactly is a sabbatical? Well, you can rest assured that a sabbatical does not mean that I will be sitting on the beach drinking pina coladas for the next 6 weeks. That is not the purpose of a sabbatical. That's called vacation. And I can take vacation at other times. A sabbatical, however, is an opportunity that the church gives me to lay aside the normal activity of my job for a few weeks so that I can focus on other things during that time. During this 6-week sabbatical, I'll be visiting 6 different churches on those 6 different Sundays. Most of those churches are here in Maryland, although 2 of them are in different states. And the purpose of doing this is just to see how other churches of similar belief, how do they do what they do on Sunday morning? What can I glean from them as I speak to those pastors, as I learn from them? What principles might I be able to bring back and perhaps implement here at PHBC? The answer may be none. The answer may be some. I don't know yet. Hence the sabbatical, a chance to do this for a few weeks. One of the reasons I don't come here during sabbatical is not because I don't love you. On the contrary, I do love you, and I will miss you for these 6 weeks while I'm gone. But even while on sabbatical, if I were to show up on Sunday morning, it is inevitable that you would say, hey, Pastor, what about this? Hey, Pastor, what about that? And it's inevitable then that I will want to be a good pastor and I'll want to respond to you. And I will, if you will, dip back into doing the things that pastors normally do, rather than focusing on my sabbatical. So my wife may be here most Sundays, although she'll travel with me some. For the most part, I won't be here on Sunday morning, so I'll miss you. You'll see me in another 6 weeks, and I hope to be refreshed and excited to be back. The second thing that I will be doing on sabbatical is that very thing, is just to take a time to be refreshed. I have the immense privilege and honor of being able to preach the Word of God to you, to be able to feed you, Lord willing, with spiritual food. These next 6 weeks are a time for me, if you will, to go out and allow others to feed me for these 6 weeks and just to be refreshed and allowing that to happen. Now, you'll be in good hands. Andrew will be preaching all 6 weeks while I'm gone, and he handles the Word of God very, very well. And so you'll be in good hands with that faithful brother. But when I return, I will begin a series through the Gospel of John, which brings me to yet a third thing that I plan on doing while on sabbatical, is I will be doing a fair amount of reading, and not just reading things that I would normally read, although, truth be told, I would normally read these things as well. But this will give me a time to do this reading without, at the same time having to prepare a sermon that week. And so I'll have time to read. So one of the things, for example, that I'll be reading is this lovely book right here. I'll put it up close to this one. So this is a commentary on the Gospel of John. It's not a short commentary, so it doesn't pass the Pinky test. It's well over 600 pages, nearly 700 pages in length. But I hope to read, probably not cover to cover this book, but certainly all of the front matter of a commentary so that I'll be better prepared when it comes to preaching the Gospel of John to you when I return. That's one book that I hope to read. Most of you know I just recently celebrated a milestone birthday at turning 60. And so Christopher Ashe wrote a book called Not Old, Not Young, Not Done. And so this will be another book. This one's a little bit shorter, still a couple hundred pages in length, just under 200 pages in length. But I'm looking forward to reading that book while I'm gone as well. We live in a digital age right now. Samuel James wrote a book called Digital Liturgies, subtitled Rediscovering Christian Wisdom in an Online Age. And so, again, just shy of 200 pages, but I'm looking forward to diving into that. A book for the men that I hope to employ in our men's ministry here at our church is a book called The Redeemed Man. It's written by, each chapter is written by a different brother, and just lots of very, very good chapters on different things. And so I'm looking forward to reading that book while I'm away. Two more, and hopefully I'll read more than this, but these are just a couple more books that I hope to get a hold of. My favorite living theologian, you've heard me say this before, my favorite living theologian is a man named Thomas Schreiner. He is a professor at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. He wrote a book called The King in His Beauty. The King in His Beauty, and it's a biblical theology of the Old and New Testaments. About the length of the commentary that I mentioned earlier, and so looking forward to diving into that one. One last one. This is the thickest of them all. I don't know that I'll get all the way through this one, but this is a relatively new systematic theology. This is the first volume of what I've heard will be 4 volumes of systematic theology. This is from canon, that is from the Bible, to concept. So this is, if you will, what theologians call a prolegomena. So, the material that comes before you get really heavy into the theology. It's written by a man named Stephen Wellum, who is also a professor at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Wake Forest, North Carolina, and look forward to just interacting with those ideas in that book. And I will do a little bit of traveling while I'm away. So, for example, my wife and I, while I'm away over the Labor Day weekend, we will be making our final parents' weekend visit to our son, our youngest son, who is a cadet at the United States Air Force Academy. He is a senior this year. It's hard to believe. But so this will be our final parents' weekend. We'll travel out there for that. I'll travel to South Carolina as well. One of the churches that I'll be visiting is down in South Carolina. So I'll go visit that church in South Carolina. The other 4 churches, at least as of right now, and if time things could change, lead me to going to different churches. But as of right now, 4 churches here in Maryland that all of them, 3 of them in Southern Maryland, and then one of them a little bit away from Southern Maryland, but still here in Maryland. And so that's the plan for these 6 weeks. I will have my cell phone with me. You're welcome to reach out to me if you want. I'm not saying that I don't want you to feel obligated to do that, but I won't be here on Sundays. I don't want you to think that I don't want to have anything to do with you. I love you guys, and I'm so genuinely grateful that you've given me, number one, the opportunity to be your pastor for these 15 years. But then number 2, that you've given me this time off, this sabbatical time off from my regular duties, so that I can focus on some other things. All of it, I hope, will make me a better pastor, a better shepherd, a better theologian, so that I can serve you well. Not all churches are as kind and generous as you are in offering these sabbaticals. And so I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank you so much that you allow me to do this. I don't take this for granted that you allow me to do this. Look forward to getting back. My first Sunday back in October, we are probably going to have a guest speaker. This is the missionary that we work with regularly in Germany. And so when I get back, my first Sunday, we'll have a guest preacher. And he is home on stateside assignment now. You do want to pray for him. His name is Van Ingram. His wife is Jackie. Pray for them. Van is undergoing some cancer treatments right now, which is why I say he'll probably be preaching that first Sunday in October. It'll depend on how he's feeling from his cancer treatments. If he's not prepared to preach, then I'll preach on that Sunday. But we've gone and worked with Van and Jackie on a number of occasions. And so I wanted you guys to have an opportunity to meet Van and Jackie while they're here in the States. And so he'll preach a sermon on that first Sunday in October. And then the following Sunday, I'll begin probably a lengthy, I don't know exactly how many sermons yet, but a lengthy sermon series through the Gospel of John. Looking forward to rightly dividing the word of truth there with you. In the meantime, you have wonderful, wonderful elders. You have Pastor Jerry. You have Pastor Buddy. I'm recording this before our meeting on Sunday evening, and so I don't know yet, but I pray and I hope that you will have Pastor John Hawley and Pastor Andrew Johnson as well, depending on the outcome of the vote on Sunday. And so, Lord willing, by the time you're watching this on Tuesday, August 18th, you have 4 other pastors that are eager to serve you well and to shepherd your hearts. I will miss you. I'm looking forward to being back. And I hope to come back a few pounds lighter and much refreshed when I rejoin you at the end of September, the beginning of October. God bless you guys. Love you. And I'll see you soon.